So this is going to be an example of how to include an equation in a Word document and how to appropriately number that equation, and then to be able to cross-reference that equation even if it's moved around and your numbering changes. So I'll begin by illustrating how to insert a very simple equation in Word. Use insert equation. So I'm going to write a model for a linear equation. So y equals b0 plus b1 x plus epsilon. Note that because I knew the spelling of epsilon, I could just choose backslash and the appropriate spelling to access that symbol rather than having to type it out or to point and click and search through all the relevant parts. Right, there's an equation. Now, suppose I wanted to insert the caption. Quite a sensible thing. You might think I would go to References, Insert Caption, and go, this is an equation. You're given above selected item or below selected item, and neither is really what you're looking for. You want it to be over here. And really, Word is quite temperamental about this. So I'm going to show you my approach for how to handle this. So I begin by inserting a table. The table is a 3-column by 1-row table. I change the margins a little bit of this table. So I make the central column quite wide and the 2 edge columns quite narrow, and ideally you want them to be the same width as one another, but we don't need to be too concerned about that. So this equation, this one, by right clicking I can look at my cell alignment. I want it to be centered. This one here I put in some brackets, and the cell alignment I would like it to be central but to the right. So the center of it and to the right. So if I put in my insert equation into the middle one, that leaves a placeholder for putting in any equations. And this is where it starts getting a bit weird. It's a workaround, it's not ideal, but it works. So I insert in quick parts field, and I scroll down to seek for sequence, and I say equation. So that gives me this, and in my table tools I then remove all borders by selecting no borders options. Now if I go into quick parts, you can save selection to quick part gallery and call it equation. Maybe equation S. So I can put in my equation here, and just for simplicity I'll put in the equation as provided. Now I can now insert any future equations by, here's my options. It automatically updates the number, and it's all formatted appropriately. So suppose I want to say y hat equals beta naught plus beta 1 x. And then I would like to cross-reference both of these equations. So the first thing I need to do is highlight the relevant parts, and I need to bookmark them and give them names. So regression with error, that's the first one. And another bookmark is regression no error. add that. So then I can, as can be seen in and then I cross-reference. And I cross-reference bookmarks. No error. Insert. And with error. Insert. For example. So that all works beautifully. And then somebody comes along and says, hang on, I want to put an equation in the front. So quick parts equations. Oh look, I've got an issue with numbering. But I'm going to say y equals beta naught plus beta 1 x plus epsilon. Now, I want to update all my numbers, including the numbers in my references in my text below. If I do Control A to select everything and click on any of these and update field, it updates all my numbers, including the numbers in my text. So that is how I go about creating beautifully aligned equations with appropriate numbering within Word.